the team itself doesn't have any specific games that we're creating at the moment. We're always on the lookout for partnerships with video game studios. If there's any out there or anybody knows of any, then definitely let us know.
And you did mention that part of the phase 4 is going to be getting deeper into that subsection of Tokel users. So it will be coming. Yeah, okay.
We'll
Good
we're
question.
definitely starting to target that market is what the intent is for that part of the roadmap.
And basically what Tokel offers is not that you're going to be making games, it's that you're offering the platform where it becomes available for people to work on that as they need.
That's correct. Yep. Thanks, Ahmed.
Yeah, thanks for the question. And what else? Oh, well, you had mentioned about becoming a Tokelist, so maybe those of you in the audience already know, but and you did briefly describe it, Metallica. Did you want to, or maybe Dream Tim wants to discuss about being a Tokelist? So, yeah, and you know what? I just had the idea. I'm not endorsing this particularly, but if you know anybody or if you have your own children, or I don't mean young children, but I'm just imagining this is a very low friction way of anybody to be involved with cryptocurrency and earn it. Like I said, low friction. There's not a lot of competition involved. Here you're basically coming in and doing it. So I'm going to be sharing this with everybody that I notice that might benefit from it. I would say just go for it, because then, I mean, you don't have to ask about how do you get your money onto an exchange and do all this and that. I know that you're not putting in $10,000 worth here, but it's, again, for people who are maybe not involved with crypto or are not familiar, but they have social media skills, in which case I'm thinking of likely younger people or whatever. But really, it doesn't matter. Like, you'll know, and I'll know in my life who I'm going to see. I mean, like, hey, would you like to earn some? It's really low friction. And so I think this is a great way to do it. So becoming a Tokelist sounds like a good plan. So yeah, Dream Tim, any thoughts on that? Excellent. Well, thank you for coming on and informing us about these opportunities. And yeah, everyone who's here, you're here because you care, because you're interested, or maybe you just stumbled in the wrong spot. But no, for real, like, you're here because you care, you're interested. So this is good to know, and it's a valuable opportunity to share with others. And so yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for your interest and your continued involvement, participation with the Tokel platform here. Corsair wants to come up here. Let me just get you up. And then, yeah, if you have any desire to ask questions or comment, please do. And then we're going to end the conversation. So, Corsair, hi. Thank you, Dream Team, by the way, for all the work you've been doing to make this happen today. Okay, Corsair.
Well, cool. I found out about you guys because of the pirate chain thing, and they had mentioned something about Tokel as a possible platform or something for them to do their kind of like NFT Genesis series. So, like, I just saw that y'all were doing a talk, so I only caught the last couple minutes, but I'm definitely interested in tinkering around with more of this stuff. I tried to mint something on Rarible this Sunday, and like gas prices were like 250 USD.
Oh.
It's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to look at the links that Natolika posted? If not, do check them out when you have a moment. They're in the Tokel event discussion channel. There's a bunch of them showing.
Oh, cool. Yeah, no, I'll definitely take some time to dig through them and do a little bit of research. And I don't know if you guys covered this or anything, but I'm really interested in kind of how custom can you make like smart contracts for NFTs, because of this pirate chain thing. I've been thinking a lot of like encoding, like basically like doing like a treasure hunt with these NFTs. And like right now I've got an idea, I've got it working so that I've got stuff kind of incorporated into the image itself, like ciphers and hidden messages and all that. But it'd be cool if like what should I start looking at in terms of like how customizable can I make a smart contract that, like, if these conditions are met, then it triggers something and releases information or unlocks a wallet or something like that.
Yeah. Tokel doesn't actually have smart contracts, so we're different to like a majority of the NFT platforms out there. We have smart UTXOs, which are just custom consensus mechanisms. Basically, for each Satoshi of Tokel, you can turn that. You can make the blockchain think that that's a token. It's just a colored coin, basically, is what they call it. Which is different to a smart contract created NFT, like other platforms that then require gas to create and require gas to buy, sell, and require gas to transact. All you need for Tokel tokens is the Tokel coin and the transaction fee to do all of that. So you can't. There's no specific programmability with them unless we change the underlying blockchain consensus mechanisms, which is not the intent. So I'd suggest that a lot of people think of smart contracts as an easy way to put software out there, because that's all they are. The smart contracts is a way to programmable money, basically. What I would suggest is that for all those sorts of things, you've got to ask the question: is it worthwhile having that on the blockchain? Could you create that same software off the blockchain and have people interact with it just the same? But yeah, I guess that's a bigger picture answer to your question, is like, hey, we don't have smart contracts, so you can create a token using the TKL coin, and then how you interact with that token. Yes, we can change the underlying consensus mechanisms, and we're going to add more features to the blockchain itself so that people have options. But there's no specific user programmability through a smart contract itself. You'll have to create your own dApp or your own mechanism for doing so, which is definitely possible. Does that help?
Oh yeah, that definitely kind of.
That
definitely helps.
It's hard because it's a different way of thinking to other NFT platforms out there, and it doesn't give you some options, and it gives you a lot of different other options, and a lot of there's a lot of benefits, and there's a couple of cons there as well.
Well, yeah, gas fees being I think the major benefit, sounds like.
Yeah.
For lack thereof.
Yeah. And the gas fees aren't going to go up. We don't have any to go up when when there's 1 million tokens on the platform, the transaction fee never changes. it'll be whatever the transaction fee of the blockchain is, which even if we were at the Ethereum market cap would only be like 1/10 of a cent or something. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's less than a cent for a transaction fee. So
And that's a really important point as things go right now with NFT creation, right? Because Corsair mentioned this very, very important point that if you need $200 to create an NFT or to sell an NFT for the first time, I think in order to for the account to open and you're able to sell the NFTs that you bought, you need to pay an additional fee of $300. So things are getting, nastily expensive on those chains. So I think Tokel is going to democratize this by offering everybody the opportunity to do it without, the huge cost of these Ethereum transactions.
completely agree. Giving people the ability to create their own NFTs and tokens without having to have a huge amount of money is definitely what we're standing for.
And just to clarify here, with these Tokel tokens, well, you mentioned they're colored coins, and this relates to the UTXO model. So does that mean that once you create a token, a colored coin, it can't be altered at all from that point? Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
But you are mentioning that you can create dApps that would allow you to interact with different tokens in a way that could manifest something that Corsair is trying to envision. Is that what you were saying as well?
Yeah, you can create programmability off the blockchain through a decentralized application or game or however you want to do it. You've always been able to do that. I guess everyone's just gone onto the smart contract model of um, programmable money and having that program written into the blockchain itself, which is it's definitely handy and it's awesome. But the way that we're approaching it is very different with the smart UTXO model.
And then in this dApp, let's say people creating a dApp and they could interact with the tokens. Let's say I really think the Corsair, your idea about the like kind of a treasure hunt idea is fantastic. I think it's really fun. I would love that to be able to be done in some form or fashion. Does that mean like somebody would create a dApp and it would interact with the tokens on the chain, and then it would be able to it would basically interact with the tokens on the chain.
Yeah.
Would
So
a
say you
dApp
wanted
ever? Yeah, sorry, go on. Yeah.
so say you wanted to output, send somebody a token if they find out whatever the secret passphrase is or whatever you want to do. You can do it in multiple ways. You could, make the passphrase in the image so that they can just log into the wallet themselves and claim the rewards, which basically means, first come, first serve. Or if you wanted to do it where they have to solve a riddle or something and then they just put in the answer online, they press enter, they give you their token or coin address, and then your server in the background then outputs, whatever token you've created, just sends it to them. So all they have to do is go to a website, fill in the answer, give you their token address, hit enter, and then your server then immediately sends it to them. That's how you could, program that to them. Does that answer your question there?
Yeah, I think so. And yeah, I'm just looking forward. For me, it's also just a reminder that a lot of this is a different way of, or involves a different way of thinking. It's just because we're now using these types of technologies, and sometimes maybe I imagine that I don't even realize the ways that it's beneficial to use and the ways that it's not, like not even necessary. Like you had mentioned, Natalika, about is it necessary to be on the blockchain programmed in there, or can it just be its own separate dApp? Just similar types of questions like that. So it's been a good little topic of discussion just now, even for me to just get some reflection on all that.
Yeah, I just want to say that's one of the aspects that I've been enjoying the most about kind of like this space, like this NFT space that's kind of growing. Is just I like the idea of tinkering around with data using programming and data in just kind of unusual manners for art, not really necessarily for, efficiency of business or something like that, but just for, kind of playing around with data and like how we think about data. That definitely appeals to me. So
Yeah. And if you want to, create your own dApp or even a website that then interacts with, the blockchain, you can definitely do it. I think the benefits of the smart UTXO model over the smart contract model is you can update it as you go, right? So if you have a different way that you want to interact with it, then you can just change your backend and say, hey, yep, now it's updated. There's a different feature. Whereas like the smart contract model, you get, that's it. Once you create it, that's it. You have to then recreate the smart contract and relaunch it if you want to change it. So, again, pros and cons, but lots of potential there. Yeah.
All right, Corsair. So this has been a good topic of discussion you brought up for us today. Thanks a lot. And obviously, if you still have things or more questions, please do ask away. Otherwise, we might close out this topic of discussion and round ourselves out of this conversation as a whole.
Well, yeah, just want to say nice reading about your project, and hope to do more stuff with you guys down the road.
Thanks very much. Look forward to it.
Excellent. Thanks, Corsair. Oh, there you are. Thanks, Corsair. Okay, well, hey, Lutz is there. Hey, Lutz. And thanks everyone else who's here for joining us. Hope you're doing well. Hope this has been informative for you. It ended up going a little bit longer than we might have thought, but that's because we had some great questions from the audience. Wow, what a great audience. And yeah, other than that, I think we have covered everything. Natalika, any final thoughts for today's Tokel Talk?
No, it's good. Thanks everyone for hanging in there at the start. Had some difficulties, but yeah, hope we were more personable and more interactive. I like those sorts of discussions. So thanks for joining us.
And Dream Tim, any other things that we should remember before we end it today?
Well, I'm definitely going to remember the technical difficulties I had with streaming this in the beginning of today, but for the last half an hour, I managed to put everything back on. So hopefully, some people have managed to catch us on other socials as well as in Discord. So yeah, apologies to everybody about that. But yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed today in the the discussion and in the update, and I want to thank from my part everybody who has been helping out with little bits and bobs. Solis B Dude has done some incredible, like a really incredible job in a 3D model of the Tokel logo, so that was amazing. And Sems did a pretty cool sort of moving image, and alongside all these amazing work that Kelsey is producing for us, I think the media for Tokel is looking good at this moment. But yeah, we're firing all directions, and we're trying to do everything to get the project more popular. At the same time, the development team is working really, really hard to make everything happen in the back end. And it's very exciting times and very cool to be around Tokel at this stage.
Excellent. Thanks, Dream Tim. Keep it up, and no worries about the technical difficulties. It happens to the best of them. And you took on the role in the last minute here, and so next time, anyway, this all makes us all the stronger. So anyway, everybody who's here, thank you so much for joining. If you haven't checked out those links that were posted in the Tokel event discussion, I believe it's called, yeah, definitely check those out at some point when you have a chance, and looking forward to see you around. If you have any other comments or questions, just post them in the Discord, and we'll talk to you in the next one. All right, I'm Giuliano. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thanks. See ya.